I'm gonna have the weight in my forward hand. Bottom arm is extended so my head can rest on it. My legs are glued together. So option to just keep this arm right in front of you. Just leave it on the floor connected. My legs are actively connected. Other option, bring the arms straight up. Again, I'm a neutral wrist. I'm actively engaged into the weight. I'm active through my bottom arm too. So my bottom arm is one of the things to help give me lift. I'm also gonna push my bottom leg down to the floor. So my inhale is here. Body is in a straight line from the back of my head to the back of my heels. On the exhale, lift the top leg, parallel. So my toes and my knees are still facing forward. That top arm is reaching to the sky. I'm thinking of lengthening the leg. Avoid that extra rotation. Really intentionally keep it in parallel so that we're working our side glutes. In. So the toes should be facing straight ahead. For 2. Bottom leg is still active. It's pushing down as we lift the top leg. Hold it here. Trace a circle, small circle. Control it. The upper body is completely still. Last one. Now reverse the circle. Go 5, 4, 3. I'm reaching the leg long. 1. And then lower the leg all the way down. Bend both knees. Take that top arm, reach in front of you. Tap the floor, and then a lift from the shoulder blade. In. And for 4, pull from the shoulder blade more than the hand. The shoulder is away from the ears. For 2, and a 1, and a lift. Bring that arm all the way through, and then we're going to push ourselves up to that bottom forearm. Extend the bottom leg. High toes on the back, so I'm kind of up onto my tippy toes. This arm, right arm reaches overhead. Lift from the bottom rib cage. So I want to be mindful, I'm not sinking into that shoulder, but I'm lifting up out of the shoulder. My obliques on my bottom side body are active. My inhale is here, and exhale, inner thigh and the arm come together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift from that bottom oblique. All the while, I've got a strong abdominal. I want to be real mindful if we're not just dumping the belly forward, but I'm still thinking of lifting the pubic bone, finding that internal corset. For 3, lengthen, and for 2, and a 1, and a squeeze, pulse just the leg. Go 8, 7, 6, lift from the bottom oblique, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down in just a nice little stretch. And then we're going to release the weight. Pivot the legs around to the opposite side. Readjust. Weight is now on my left hand. Right arm is extended. My body is in a straight line from my hips all the way to my heels. I can have this hand here, or I can reach it straight up to the sky for a little more challenge. My right arm and my right leg, they're purposeful. They're pushing down into the floor. They're already active. My inhale is here, and an exhale to lift through the top leg. So the down of my right helps give lift to my left. In. Think of length before we lift. In. In. Arm is reaching straight to the sky. 4. Lengthen. For 2. And 1. Keep the leg lifted. Find stability. Trace a small circle. My trunk is completely still. Length before the circle. Last one. Reverse it. So everything else in the body should be completely still except that hip movement in the hip socket. 2 and 1. And then lower the shape of the leg. Bend both knees. Take an inhale to lower the arm, tap the floor, and then exhale, the shoulder blade slides towards the midline. So feel that shoulder blade wrap around the rib cage And then the shoulder blade pulling to the middle is what lifts the arm. In, and for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Shoulder blade lifts, then bring that arm all the way down. Push through that hand to come up to our bottom forearm. My back knee bends, knee is facing the sky up on high toes. Ground through the forearm, lift through that bottom side body. So my bottom obliques are already active. Top arm is overhead. Think of a little mini rainbow on the right side body, and exhale, lift. Up and over, and a lengthen, and a lift. 4, for 3, coming out of that bottom shoulder, and a 1, and a hold here. 8 pulses with the leg. Go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the leg, reach the arm up and over. And then release that shape. We're going to come on to our stomachs. So here, weights are overhead. Forehead is down. And we're going to work on our extension. So I'm going to have my wrists on the weights. Again, forehead is down, my pubic bone is down, but my abdominals are lifted. Legs are in parallel, about hip width apart. I'll take an inhale here. As I exhale, I'm thinking of drawing the shoulder blades down towards my back pockets and continuing to push down into the weights to help you lift into extension. My shoulders are soft. So the first thing I want to do is think about pulling my shoulders away from my ears, shrugging down, and then the push down to the floor is what brings me up. And then control it, bone by bone, down. One more like that. And inhale here. Exhale, shrug the shoulders down. Bone by bone to lift. So the arm should be active. My neck is soft as I lower all the way back down. Now, come about halfway up. So draw the shoulder blades down, just where the chest is lifted. Pause here. Right leg lifts. And down. Left leg lifts. In, switch, and in, glute lifts, in, glute lifts. 2, 2, 1. Strong arms pushing down. Inhale here, and exhale to bone by bone, lower to the floor. I'm going to just release the weights now. My inhale is here. And an exhale to lift both arms, both legs, and head. Inhale to open, exhale to close. In, and for 3, for 2, and 1. Squeeze center, and then lower everything down. Hands come by the shoulders, and use that to push yourself all the way back to a child's pose stretch. Lengthen the tailbone. Find that release through the low back. Reach the arms forward. And then I'm going to think of lifting my belly away from my thighs to come back to a hands and knees position. I'm going to put those weights back near my hands again. Starting with the shoulders are directly above the wrists. The knees are directly under the hips. I'm going to bring the left leg back behind me. I'm going to bring the right arm all the way up. Open both out to the side, and then exhale to close, similar to what we just did on our stomachs. Inhale to open, exhale to close. For 3, for 2, and 1, and then close the shape. Bring the right arm out to a T, left arm is still reaching behind. Thread through, and reach out. Inhale to thread, and then exhale to lengthen. For 3, Find a rotation from our ribs. Leg is still actively reaching to the back of the room. Heel is at the height of the hip. Pause there. Pulse the arm and leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring everything back to the mat. Extend right leg behind you. Left arm reaches. Inhale to open to the side. And then exhale to hug center. In. For 3. Neck is soft. Gaze is directed just in front of the knuckles. And 1. And a hold here. Leg stays reaching back. Arms comes to our T. Thread through. And reach. My leg is still active. It's thinking of lengthening to the back of the room. I'm controlling the rotation through my ribs and extending out for 2. And a 1. And a pause. Pulse arm and leg. 8, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring everything down. Release the weight from the left hand. Just bring the hand to the mat. Put that right weight behind the right knee. So now I'm still in quadruped, but I'm snuggling that weight, so active hamstring. Bring the leg up. On my inhale, I'm going to pull knee to chest, and then exhale to lengthen. Curl and lift. In and for 3, for 2, and 1, and hold. Pulse this leg. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that side down. Release the weight from behind the right knee. Place it behind the left. Snuggling on that side, again, thinking of those principles, lifting up out of our wrists, weight in the pads of the fingers, staying centered over the mat, and then exhale, lift left. Think of that pull coming from the low belly, pull knee to nose, and exhale, lift from the glute. In, squeeze that low belly, and really push yourself away from the floor. Strong shoulders. For 2, and a 1, and a hold. Small pulses. 8, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. Coming to a tall kneeling position. Facing the side. Weight is in the right hand. Extending the right leg. I'm going to come to a side series. So I'm grounding through that left forearm. Again, think of lifting my bottom obliques. Arm is overhead. Let's start with the toes on the ground. Kind of a mini rainbow on the bottom side body. On my exhale, push arm to leg. Lift up away from the floor. So half of this exercise is pushing the floor away from you. Lift from that low belly. For 2, and a 1, squeeze. Keep the leg lifted, arm comes overhead. Thread through, and reach. My leg is active, and for 3, for 2, and a 1, and a reach. Push off of that hand and a slight counter stretch over. We're going to switch sides. So bringing weight into the left hand, extend the left leg. Tailbone reaches to the floor, coming to my right side body. Arm reaches overhead, rainbow through my bottom side body, and an exhale, push. Pushing away from the floor. Active bottom arm and bottom leg. In, and for 3, for 2, squeeze, and a 1, and a squeeze. Keep the leg lifted. lifted, arm comes straight up. Inhale to rotate just the upper half. Exhale to lift. So my leg is actively reaching to the side of the room for 3, for 2, and a 1, and a lift. Slight push off the arm, coming to a counter stretch. Last sequence, we're going to come through and some push-up, sort of plank variations. So hands on the weights. Again, I'm not sinking. I'm intentionally lifting up away from the floor. My neck is soft. My low belly is lifted. Reach right leg behind, lengthening through that heel. Reach left leg behind. I'm going to start with my left hand, one closest to the screen. I'm going to pull up and open, down, close. Switch right. Pull, reach to the sky, and back down. Now one push up here, option to drop the knees. In, through that flow 2 more times. Up, reach, up and down. Switch, reach, and down. Narrow elbows, push the floor away. Last one, reach, and down, and a reach, and a down. Bend. Release the hands from the weights. Send the tailbone to the sky. Walk through the feet as we walk the feet towards one another. The bend of the knees to curl through that low back, and then exhale to straighten. In, and last one, in, and walk the hands to the feet. Hips are stacked over the heels, and rebuild the spine bone by bone, all the way back up. Inhale, shoulders to the ears, and then exhale for 2,